Video games are coming out way faster than I can play them. So today I'm going to be talking about games and series that I completely missed that I would still like to play. My name is James, and I started this channel simply because I love video games. If that sounds like you, please subscribe to my channel so that you can see more videos just like this one. This video is going to be focusing on games that I still want to play that have eluded me over the years. I won't be including games that I'm not sure if I want to play or games that I chose to skip out on completely. These are completely going to be games that I still want to play. And before I get started, I do have a couple honorable mentions. BioShock series would have made its way onto this list. However, I did actually just play BioShock for the very first time a couple weeks ago. The second honorable mention is Hogwarts Legacy, which I just started a couple days ago. So if I had made this list probably 2 weeks ago, it would have been on there. But now that I'm actually playing the game, it didn't feel right including it. And then the third honorable mention is Doom. I had my first experience in the Doom series earlier this year with Doom 2016. And so the first real one that I need to talk about is Castlevania. And you might be wondering, which Castlevania? All of them. Every single one of them. I've never played a single Castlevania game. And I'm a huge fan of those kind of games, so you'd think that I would go in and just play it. Part of the reason the series has eluded me for so long is because there are so many games and I really don't know where to start. With the recent releases of the Castlevania Anniversary Collection, the Castlevania Advance Collection, and the Castlevania Dominus Collection, I think that one's called. I think all of the 2D games are available on modern platforms, so this one really is just a matter of me getting my act together and actually playing it. I guess as far as why I missed out on Castlevania when it came out, I don't know when the collections started coming out, but I think largely for the 2D Castlevanias that were on like early Nintendo platforms, I wasn't into those kind of games at that time. And then once Castlevania was more in the 3D space, it wasn't being released on, at least as far as I know, it wasn't being released on like GameCube and Wii and Wii U. It was only going to Xbox 360 and PS3, which I didn't own either of those consoles. So I am able to explain a little bit of that, but Castlevania is probably the biggest one that I have somehow completely missed out on it, and I think I would love those games. Up next is the entire Mass Effect series, but more specifically, really just those first three games. I think the first Mass Effect came out in like 2006, 2007, somewhere in there, and then they were being released all the way through 2012. And they were being released on Xbox first, and I didn't own an Xbox 360. So that's part of why I missed out on those games. Now, the Mass Effect Legendary Edition is available on, I think it's available on Switch, PS4, and on Xbox. So earlier this year, I actually bought Mass Effect Legendary Edition, and I'm planning on playing through those soon. And if I do have a really great time with those, I might even try out Mass Effect Andromeda. The next game that I want to talk about is not as big as Mass Effect, but still noteworthy, and that is Dying Light. Dying Light originally came out in 2015, and at that time, I did not own an Xbox One or a PlayStation 4, so I was not able to play that game. However, even if I did own either of those consoles, that game was not on my radar at all. Dying Light 2 came out later. When Dying Light 2 came out was the first time that I actually heard about Dying Light. So I saw people playing Dying Light 2 and talking about how great it was, but me being the way that I am, I can't just jump into the sequel. And so at that time, I actually went on Amazon and bought Dying Light Anniversary Edition. I don't know when I'm going to get around to playing that because I've been holding on to it for a while and it's still sealed. But that is one that I would like to get to. Ideally, I would get to all the games I'm talking about today by like the end of 2025. But realistically, I don't know. I don't know that that's going to happen. The next game that I really need to talk about is The Witcher 3. The Witcher 3 came out in 2015, and I actually was aware of The Witcher when it came out. A guy that I worked with at the time, he recommended it to me. I was not able to check it out because I didn't own an Xbox or a PlayStation at that time. I only had a Wii U. So, a little ways down the road, maybe about a year or 2 years after that, when I did buy my very first Xbox, the Xbox One S, I also bought the complete edition of Witcher 3. That's another one that I'm not really sure why I haven't played it yet, because I've been carrying around that physical copy of it for a while. But Witcher 3 is one that I've heard really great things about. I know that a lot of people say that it is awesome. They say that it is the best open world game that they've ever played. So I'm looking forward to giving that one a shot. The last game that I want to mention is... this one is a little smaller. I don't know if this one is considered indie, but it is the game Sifu. And this one's funny because even though I do have this nice steelbook for it, I've never played it. When it came out in early 2022, it came out in the same window as Elden Ring and Horizon Forbidden West. So I think that deterred me from it a little bit, combined with people saying it was kind of a difficult game. What really interests me about Sifu is that I know that it is a roguelike martial arts game, and we don't really get a lot of those. And then I do also remember that the people that did play Sifu, the ones that I saw like on Twitter and stuff, seemed to have a really good time with it. So I really would like to check that out eventually. Guys, that's all I have for today. In the comment section, please let me know what games you've missed out on over the years and that you'd like to play. And let me know if you have any thoughts on any of these games that I just mentioned. Until next time, the best way to keep up with me is on Twitter and on Instagram at James_Solar, and on Blue Sky at JamesSolar.something. Just search for me on there. Thanks, guys.